Did I tell you about the time I almost got into a fight with an 88-year-old man? Not my proudest moment. This is what happened. The main lesson here is that we fall to the level of our training. Have you ever heard that? It sounds like it applies to athletes or martial artists, which it does, but it also applies to non-athletes and non-martial artists because it's a principle. We fall to the level of our training. All right, what does that mean? Now, I started off telling you that I almost got into a fight with an 88-year-old man. Not that kind of fight, not a fist fight. Wasn't that bad? And I told you this isn't a physical thing. This is about how we react in situations in life, especially during confrontation, emergencies, when we're feeling anxious. So, what do I mean by training? Well, first, let me tell you the situation, and then I'll tell you why it was almost instead of an actual fight with a poor little old man. So, I was at the ballet. Oh, it sounds so. Oh, I was at the ballet. Look, my godson's girlfriend is a ballerina, and I am very blessed to be able to go see them perform. And I especially like to sit close. I like to sneak a couple of pictures here and there, even though you're not supposed to do that. So let me just say at the onset, I was in the wrong. Not supposed to be taking pictures during a show. And I was using my little life hack, which was that put the light all the way down on your phone and nobody could see that you're holding up a phone and you could, take some pictures. Nobody's the wiser. Well, people behind you might be. And usually, a couple of seconds with your phone up. Maybe I was taking too long holding the phone up, taking pictures that I should not have been taking. And I feel a tap 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 from behind. And I was already infuriated. I knew it was about me holding up the phone. And I think I turned around and I was like, "What?" Or I didn't even say what. I knew I was being tapped on the shoulder. I think it was that I turned around and I was like, "Okay." Real fresh. And I sat and I seethed. Pissed. So mad. Who could this possibly be that tapped me on the shoulder? Who's ruining my fun? My picture taking fun. You really maybe should just sit and watch the show, maybe. But no, no, I have to be taking pictures. So tap, tap, tap. Okay. Sat, seethed, pissed. So, when the lights came up, the show was over. I was ready. I was ready to just say, why couldn't you just let me take my pictures? I was pissed. I was in the right, even though I was wrong. And I turned around, all angry, ready to fight. And I see the person who tapped me on the shoulder. Yes, yes, yes. It was the 88-year-old man. And he had the bluest eyes. And he was just as mad as I was. He was ready for a fight. And he was pissed. I was pissed. And this happened in a split second. Can I tell you? I turned around, saw his cute little angry face. And before I could even calm down, I just said, "I'm sorry." And I'm not quite sure where that came from, but that's just what happened. As I said, I didn't think. I looked at him in his eyes and his little angry face. I'm sorry. And then I let go a little bit and he said, "Okay." And his anger faded and my anger faded. And then I talked a little with his wife. I'm like, I'm sorry. I just get excited. Oh, my niece or whatever I said. Like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, oh, well, and it ended rather pleasantly. So what was my training that allowed me without thought to be sorry to him, to not want to fight with him? Now I'm a 60-year-old woman. It's not like I'm some young, scrappy young thing. I was going to fight with an old man, even though, it's a 28-year difference. I pray every day. I pray and I study every morning. And I do it first thing. I roll over, grab my phone. Sometimes I get sucked into the, notifications on social media. I'm like, nope, nope, nope. And I have a certain app I use for prayer and study. And I go to that, I hit play, and I start. And I carry my phone around with me from room to room because it's too early in the morning to have the big speaker on. I don't want to wake everybody up or disturb my neighbors, I should say. And I still have not figured out the headphones, so earbuds, whatever. So here's me with my whole phone. A minimum of an hour, because that's just how long it takes. And I've been doing this every day since at some point during 2020, I believe. It was during lockdown. I was blessed to be led into certain good habits at that time, certain bad ones too, like doom scrolling. Yeah, that's a thing. I try hard not to do that. Why don't I doom scroll as often? Because that would be the level of my training. And then I would just be angry all the time. So even though I'm a little bit of a hothead, and in that moment with the little old man, I was initially very angry. Something happened when I turned around and looked at him. It was a split second. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I think I even added that. Please forgive me. Okay, he did. If I wasn't doing my daily study and prayer, I think that situation would have gone differently. So, physically, I guess if you're physically training in the martial arts, uh, if you were ever, God forbid, do you see him behind me? This is Zuko behind me. I don't know what he's doing. He's hunting a bug. Catch it. Don't just play with it. Catch the bug. If, God forbid, you're ever in a situation to defend yourself, or somebody grabs you, it's going to be instinct. It's going to be reflex, whatever it is you learn in self-defense. And so in my situation, when you're confronted with a person, someone who has offended you, and it's that split second of reaction, you'll be able to have peace and make peace between you. I didn't get his name. I wish I had, but maybe it's best that I let him be anonymous. So I thank you, Heavenly Father, for giving me the peace inside me that came out when it needed to. And I was able to apologize and show a little humility. I wish this were true of me 100% of the time. I am a work in progress.